articles and the usage of the articles.
Yeah, me and Monica is going to be presenting articles in English, and we today, our name is Grammar Police. As you see our logo and also our short phrase to serve and correct, so be careful. So before I'm going to start explain about what the article is and what the rules and regulations of the articles are, we wanted to know first your comments and your suggestions and your opinion about the articles. What do you think, and what do you think about articles? How did you find articles?
I think articles are determiners. They determine word. And it depends what kind of word. If it was it singular, superlative, or plural word, like nouns, mostly nouns.
Any other comments, Thomas?
Well, I think when I think of articles, it's if it starts with a vowel or not, like the word afterwards, like it's important the a and. So, which I also struggle a bit with sometimes.
Who find it difficult to use articles? So what were the main difficulty and what was the main point in that?
Mine is that I don't know when to use it and when not to use it. Because sometimes when you speak, you don't use articles. But when you write, you have to. And I'm confused sometimes, should I or should I not use?
As for me, I use in my speech articles, but it happens automatically. And sometimes I cannot understand why I put a in front of, for example, bus, a bus. And sometimes I use the bus, and I'm trying to understand why I use sometimes a bus, and why I sometimes use the bus. And I don't know. Maybe you help me out.
Sure.
That's the idea.
Beside your comments, we have prepared a short clip, a 1 minute clip of a native speaker who is a student at MIS. So we wanted her to know about her opinion as a native speaker, what she is thinking about articles. How does she use the articles in English?
Hi, I would like to ask you about the articles in English grammar. What do you think of the usage of articles in English writing as a native speaker of English?
There's something that I learned when I was in elementary school, but at this point I don't really know why I use them. But I think that they're necessary for having a fluent and cohesive paper, and they're very important, especially for having a professional job where you have to be able to speak English fluently. But I at this point, I know I've memorized them, but I'm not sure why I use them.
Do you think that there's a rule for the native speaker, or they just speak it?
I'm sure there are rules, but then with the rules comes exceptions. So with languages, I don't feel like there's ever truly rules you can count on. People kind of just make up rules to give for general guidelines for things. But in terms of why we do the things we do, history is a blend, or language is a blend of things during history, and a lot of times things don't make sense. So,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Okay, so from the video, it seems like for the native speakers, there is no actually rules because they are just naturally speaking the way they use the articles. But for us, there are some rules with some exceptions. And I'm going to talk about, article is nothing but an adjective that modifies noun. There's two types of articles: definite articles, which is the, and we have indefinite articles, which is a and an. And I'm going to talk about the indefinite articles a and an, and then my friend Monica will talk about and explain about the usage of the and the grammar. We have two ways. There are two ways that we can use the indefinite article a. An indefinite article a, as you know, it's a singular general noun. It's like we usually talk about the things which are more general, so we use a. And you see here, a is used with a singular noun beginning with a consonant. For example, a student, a house, a holiday, a car, a building, and then these kind of types. And it's also used with a consonant sound. It might be very interesting for you that it starts with a vowel, but it has a consonant sound. You see here, user, university, why it's a consonant sound and they use a instead of an, which should be used. And we have also the an article, which is the second indefinite article. It's also used with a singular noun beginning with a vowel. For example, an apple, an egg, an orange, an eye, an airplane. And also it's also interesting that this and can be used with a vowel sound, even if it's a consonant. I mean, we see here an hour, an honest person. We see here is hour is consonant. It should be a hour, but no, we are not using a. We're using an, and it is exception. I mean, we don't know why it is, but it is the rule that we should use for hour, an hour, and for honest, an honest. And now Monica is going to present about the different articles and the usage of the.
I want to add something to the an and the a. The an on the previous, right here, the reason why we use an instead of a is because the H is silent, so it sounds more like a vowel. It's a vowel sound instead of a consonant sound, so that makes a difference. So basically the use of a or n depends upon the sound. It is a vowel sound or a consonant sound. So I just wanted to add that. Okay, so now we have with the article the. So article the is used when you talk about something specific. So as my colleague mentioned before, a is used when the noun is general and is not specific. So we have different rules for the usage of the as well. Okay, yeah, it's used to refer to a specific, and also it's used to a specific singular or a specific plural, so you can use it in both cases. So the usage of the, we use the when the noun is generally known by everyone and is one of the kind. For example, the moon, the stars, the sun is something that everyone knows, the audience know really well, so we use the. We use the before the noun. So also we use the when we have a specific non-countable nouns that are modified by a clause or a phrase. What is the meaning of that? For example, non-count, you might know the difference between count and non-counts. Count are those nouns that you can count, person, thing, or places that you can count with your fingers, 1x, 2x, 3x. And non-countable are milk or all those nouns that cannot be counted, or inflation, or something that is more abstract. So in this example, we are saying that the can be used with a non-count, in this case milk, when it's modified by a phrase. So we say the milk that you usually buy is too expensive. So it's being modified by the milk is that you buy is too expensive. So in those specific cases, you can use the with a non-count. Also, we use the when we are talking about something unique. Like for example, the 2008 presidential election is something unique and that happens just once. We can use also the word, the article the when you use the word of. So, for example, the University of Chicago, the United States of America. So in those cases, you might use the as well. You will use the when the information is not new for the audience. For example, if you start talking about something general, you will say, oh, I bought a car last week. When you are going to refer to the car again, you will use the because that's already known by the reader or by whoever is getting the information. So you will say, I bought a car last week. The car is red and it runs smoothly. In those cases, when this information is not new anymore, you can use the